And it goes a little something like
Good morning, Belton High School. I'm Tanner Strive.
I'm Savannah Truitt.
And you're watching Cutlass
Cutlass
TV
TV
News. Sweeney Todd the Musical is held tonight and tomorrow night at 7 and Sunday at 2. Here's more on the story by Mason Goffey, Savannah Truitt, and TJ Brown.
Sweeney Todd has come to Belton High School. The theater teacher, Mrs. Babcock, shares more about the upcoming musical.
Sweeney Todd is about a man who gets wrongfully accused of a crime and gets sent to prison for many years. And he comes back hoping to reconnect with his family, and he, discovers that that's not possible. And so he seeks revenge against the judge that put him away and tried to take his family from him. And he then comes across a woman who owns a pie shop, and then they discover that meat is a rarity in London in the 19th century, and it come to find out is the perfect way to hide all the bodies that he has to get rid of in his quest for vengeance. So it's quite entertaining. This show is the first weekend of November, so it's November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 7 p.m. and it's November 5th at 2 p.m. Anytime you go see any of our shows, it helps our drama department. So we have an improv show that's coming up on Wednesday of this month, October 25th, I believe. And then we have other shows. We have other improv shows. We have a company play. We're going to do It's a Wonderful Life in December, so that'll be fun. And then in February we'll be doing Harvey, which is a comedy. And they should just come check out all the other stuff that we do.
Some of the star actors give a sneak peek into the making of the show.
I'm actually playing Sweeney Todd in this musical. I really enjoy this role. It's definitely a different role than I've played in the past, which I really enjoy, and it's just an exciting role in general. I'm exceptionally excited. Over the summer, I actually went over all the songs and learned a majority of the songs for Sweeney. I researched a lot about the musical and different ways of performing this role. I'm also the set designer for the show, and I did a bunch of designs for the show as well. As a whole, going in on Saturdays and working on set, hair and makeup, and lights, sound, all the different areas that make a show work, and just working on lines, singing our songs, learning them, getting them memorized. My expectation for this musical is that it's going to be a fantastic one. I think that it's going to be a great performance, and I just hope that everybody gets to see it.
I play Mrs. Lovett. I enjoy my role a lot. I like how crazy and wacky she is, and I enjoy her charismatic attitude, and she's really loving, but she's still also like whack. I've watched the movie a lot. I really worked on it over the summer, and I tried to work on the audition songs, and I tried to really get into the character, and so I've been working on that a lot. I think it'll go really well. The course is pretty awesome. They're doing an amazing job. Our techies are amazing, and they do a great job at what they do. As far as costumes and lights and sound and special effects are going to be freaking awesome for this show, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
I play Joanna. I really enjoy the role, and I like that she's she's kind of a frantic character, but at the same time, she has really good intentions. She's very passionate. When she loves someone or something, then she's very passionate towards that person. I spent all summer working on music for Joanna and for the chorus. I worked with a voice teacher, and I just spent a lot of time practicing with other people in the show and other people who wanted to be in the show. I'm expecting it to be really good. Everybody's worked really hard in all the crews, even like especially the chorus coming every day, working hard because they've got like the biggest roles because they play all the characters that really make the show together.
With TJ Brown and Mason Goffey, I'm Savannah Truitt for Cutlass TV News. Winter sports have begun at Belton High School. Here's more on the upcoming season by Tanner Strife, TJ Brown, Avery Hobson, and Josh Fife.
Winter time means winter sports. Here's some thoughts on this upcoming season.
This year with Hammond as a coach, I feel like we can do good because we have some new transfers and they're pretty good. Well, the goals for the team for this year is to at least win the district championship because in the past we came up short, but with the team this year I feel like we should get it done.
My goals are to place at state and just have a winning record and do what I'm supposed to do this year. I think we have a good chance of being state champions. I think we can really do it.
Definitely something I'm looking forward to this season is like the team bonding and our meals and stuff that we have before meets. Something that I've done to prepare is to go to the pool and just swim or work out and yeah.
Come out and support this year's winter teams. With Joshua Fife and Avery Hobson, this is Tanner Strife for Cutlass TV News.
It's November and the football team is still going strong. They'll continue their 5-game winning streak tonight at Battle High School in Columbia at 7. Here's more on the district championship game by Andrew Clark, Jesse Larson, Chloe Murphy, and Robert Thomas.
Belton Pirate football team is on their way to their 3rd straight district championship, with wins over Columbia Hickman with a score of 35-14 and Sedalia Smith Cotton, who at the time were undefeated and at home. The football team went up there and beat them as well with a score of 61-50. Head coach Todd Vaughn and wide receiver Gio Oquindo preview this week's game against Columbia Battle.
Well, I mean, as far as the overall year, I think preparation is just throughout the year. I mean, every week you just work to get a little bit better and try to improve schematically and fundamentally and so on and so forth, become a more consistent football team. But as far as the weekly preparation, as a coaching staff, we've been working all weekend long, watching film, breaking down film, evaluating Columbia Battle, and looking at the ways that we think we can give our guys an advantage. And then we presented our scouting report yesterday, and we'll have practice this week. So, first of all, they've had some success, so they're confident. They're playing at home, which is always a little bit of an advantage. But they have some good athletes on the perimeter, on both offense and defense. They've got a returning linebacker who's a really good football player, a safety who's a really good football player also. They've got a really explosive receiver, and they do some good things running the ball wise. So we're going to have to defend the run. We're going to have to run the football well, and our athletes have to make plays on the perimeter. I think this team is more confident. I think they believe that we're going to go down there and play at a really high level. I just believe that about them. I think we more balanced offensively in the sense that last year we went down there with a pretty good running game and a really good receiver in Nick Snyder, and now we go down there and we have multiple receivers that can make plays. We have a good run game, and we've improved so much defensively throughout the year. So I think that's how we're different. Excited to see the results.
I'm Giovanni Oquendo. I'm a senior and I play wide receiver. My favorite part of a playoff game is the atmosphere that surrounds the game and how hype it is. How I prepared for this game was by watching a lot of film and seeing their tendencies and what they do, and then just practicing hard. My expectations for tomorrow night are be district champs.
Come out and support your Belton Pirates of Spirit tonight at Columbia Battle. For Jesse Larson and Robert Thomas, I'm Andrew Clark for Cutlass TV News.
On Wednesday, we learned how to spot signs of suicide. Here's more of the story by Brian Reyes, Isaac Peterson, Daniel Higgins, and Destiny Quarles.
This Wednesday, Belton High School students participate in signs of suicide training and focus on how they can help their classmates when in need. Principal Mr. Clark explains what the Signs of Suicide program is and how it can bring awareness to the problems of depression.
Well, I think, as you know, at the beginning of the year we talked about just bringing in some resources in addition to the resources that we've had available to students in the community for quite some time, actually, via our counselor's website. The Signs of Suicide program is really designed to draw attention to what it is that we might be able to do when we know that somebody that we're close to, a friend of ours, offers some suggestions that they might be willing or thinking about hurting themselves or even taking their own lives. And so through the program, through the video series, you'll see some appropriate responses or some recommended responses, and then some that we would really say would not be consistent with what we would want for the students of Belton High School. The program itself, after going through a video, there's an opportunity for some discussion and then also a survey where we candidly ask point blank of our student body, what is it that has crossed your mind in the past? And the idea there is, if in fact we've got some students that have an immediate need, that this will be a way for them to be able to reach out, and then we'll bring some additional resources to help support them through the challenges that they're experiencing with their everyday.
Mr. Clark expresses what the benefits that this program can bring.
Ideally, our students are going to know how to behave, how to respond, how to reach out for help, even though it may be a touchy situation with the friend that's been disclosing some things with them. There's really nothing here that we haven't already talked about, but it serves as a good reminder. What are the logical and the healthy steps for this community to take when there is somebody that's struggling? And then, again, as pointed out, through the program and creating the dialogue, we hope to be able to intervene in those situations where students really are hurting, because we know that we have some students, we see it every day, we've got students that are coming in every day, and so this just gives us one more opportunity to have kids talk about what's weighing heavy on their mind.
Mr. Cross gives some tips on how to find out if a fellow classmate is dealing with thoughts of suicide and how to help.
I guess the one thing to know is that there's no foolproof way to really know if someone's suicidal. There are signs that you can see, but the best way to find out that information is to ask. And if you don't know how to ask or don't know what to ask, find someone to tell. And then that person can call that student in or your friend, and they can ask them. That's the best way to find out is if a person is suicidal, is to ask them if they are suicidal. If you have any concerns that a person might be suicidal, find someone inside the school. Find a teacher, a counselor, a school resource officer, an administrator, nurse, somebody in the school, and we can connect that person with the people that can find them help. If school is not in session, you can call the cops, call the police. If there's an immediate concern and you're concerned for someone's life, call the police. Just because you call the police doesn't mean they're going to get arrested and sent to jail, but they will find them the help that they need at that point. Also on our website, we have a lot of resources to help students deal with depression, anxiety, things like that. We have all kinds of audios and videos that help with managing and decreasing feelings of anxiety. So there's all those resources listed on our website as well. So I'd check that out outside of school. But yeah, if you're in school and you have concerns, I would say find a counselor, or find a teacher, find a principal, and just tell somebody.
I trust that the members of this community know that you are loved, that we as a community are holding each other accountable in terms of loving one another, showing each other respect, and at the same time lifting others up when they're truly hurting. Let's not let pride or fear stand in the way of doing the right thing, and let's bring the support to the people that are Belton High School. It's too special a place not to.
With Isaac Peterson and Daniel Higgins, I'm Brian Reyes with Cutlass TV News.
Last Wednesday, the juniors took the practice ACT while seniors took time to plan out post-secondary education. Here's more on the story by Savannah Truitt, Chloe Murphy, and Mason Goffey.
Last Wednesday, the juniors took the practice ACT. Sadie Mesmer gives her thoughts on the importance of the assessment.
The PSAT for juniors can qualify you for scholarships. It's called the National Merit Test. So it's important to do your best on it so you can get all those scholarships and opportunities after high school. I don't think that colleges can actually look at your PSAT scores, which is pretty cool because it gives you a practice for the actual SAT if you're going to like an East Coast school. So, yeah.
While the juniors were testing, the seniors were off on a college visit day.
I went to Hutchinson, Kansas, and I went to Fort Hays. I haven't went on none, but I intend to go more. It was fun. Actually, I got to meet all the coaches. I went there for football though, but I met all the coaches, the students, the players, and I got to see the campus. The most thing I like about the campus is the football field. The football field looks so nice. In the football stadium, it looks so nice. So I can't wait to play on it.
Mr. Pangborn explains why going to visit potential colleges is so important.
So kind of the biggest part of going on college visits is just kind of being able to gauge different schools. So if you go on multiple visits to different sizes of schools, public versus private, where you've got big schools like Mizzou are going to have like 30-some thousand students, where you go to like a Northwest or something that's only going to have 5 to 10. It's just a good way to gauge the university that you're going to be going to, types of amenities they're going to have, and just different opportunities. Okay, so the biggest reason to take advantage of these days that we're going on college tours and, the school allows you to do academic exploration. The biggest reason is just kind of to get a feel for what you want to do. I mean, it's still pretty early, colleges are still accepting your applications. There's just a lot of time left, although you want to apply as early as possible and get your FAFSAs in and stuff like that. They're gonna take applications up, until a certain deadline, which you still have a while. So the importance is kind of, if you don't know or you're on the fence about different schools, it's a good time to, figure that thing out. So.
With Chloe Murphy and Mason Goffey, I'm Savannah Truitt for Cutlass TV News. Thanks for watching Belton High School.
Remember to tune in next week.
And as always,
Carpe diem.